Hey, welcome back. I've got a video that I want to do here about a very, very special guitar. It doesn't belong to me, but I'm very fortunate that sometimes pieces of gear come my way and it may not be mine, but I get the privilege of, you know, maybe working on it or using it some way. And so I always like to use things that God blesses us with for the glory of the Lord. And so we're going to look at a guitar and we're going to put new strings on it. We're going to clean it up. We're going to inspect it and do a few maintenance things if it's needed. Just basically do no more than we have to do. But I wanted to give a shout out to the company La Bella or whoever makes these strings. Different kinds of reviews, different people, players, but they just really work for me. The tension on the strings is not as much as like Ernie balls and Diodarios. They have a little more mellow tone, but yet they have plenty of highs. I really don't know how to describe them. So anyway, according to my caliper, this guitar right behind me here, you can see the headstock. It is a Harmony METEOR. I believe it has a set of 12 gauge strings on it. And the G string, which is the third string on the guitar, it is a wound G string, meaning it looks a lot like the E, A, and D strings do. They've got winding on there. And that's what I run on all my guitars. Um, Even the set of 10s that I put on my electric guitars, I put the sets that have a wound G. And that's one thing that I love about La Bella, but they just good strings. So let's look more into this guitar. As you can see it there, and I'll put it on the bench so that you can look at it a lot closer. So let's get to it. I don't know if you can see this edging here. I don't know what's properly called, but it's broke away from the fretboard itself. So we'll need to re-glue that, and it's trying to crack there. Trying to crack off where it would break off right there. So we want to fix that. And another thing, there's been a lot of playing here. There's grooves, deep grooves that have been made into the fingerboard, and I can't change the fingerboard. That's definitely one thing I cannot do. A little bit of separation here of the ivory inlay. I assume that's ivory or whatever that is. But very beautiful guitar. You know, it's been used, it's been played. The only thing that I can't seem to rectify, it's like this bridge is set up for a spacing of the strings that's too wide for the neck. As you see here, there's just, no matter what combination I set these strings in, because every one of these places on the bridge where the strings sit, the saddle, whatever, they have 3 adjustments each. But I can't ever seem to get a happy medium where they're all the same, where the strings are all the same spacing from one another. So I may just have to restring it like this, because at least all the strings are, you know, nicely between between the lines, basically. So yeah, let's dig deeper. Thought what I would do is let's look at the intonation of the strings that are on here. On there for a while, but they still play. We're going to check the intonation. Let's go to the 12th fret here. Oh, nice. That's right on the money. Low E, 6th E. Tune it up. Well, I'm not moving that bridge. That is good to me. So let's we need a way of testing out these pots. So let's get an amplifier over here. The GuitaR. All right, plug in our guitar. All right. All right. So that's with all the volume pots up. Selector. We got some ground issue. Okay, so tone's working. So the pots are pretty good. Yeah, I don't think they'll need anything. So there's a ground for some reason. Well, I don't think I can hook to anything. Touch the strings and it's still there. Let's try this real quick. Let's ground to this toggle switch. Still there. Well, it is what it is. Oh well, cut that off. All right, so let's take the strings off. Yeah, there's some looseness. A lot of looseness in the tuners. And we'll just wrap these up. Could do some filing on those frets, especially here, but I think I'm going to forgo that just for nostalgic reasons for this at this moment. With all the recess in this fretboard, surprisingly, it still plays really good. All right, so first thing I do, I take 3 strings off at a time. As I get out the lemon oil, and this lubricates the wood, softens it up, keeps it from drying out. Not too much, but certainly want to have enough on there. Then we're going to rub it into the fretboard. Surprising how many people own a guitar or a bass like this, and they never put that lemon oil on there. So try to keep this thing from slipping on the other side here. And then we've got some guitar polish. And regardless if an instrument has cracks or chips in the paint or the finish, this one has a little bit of both. It's still a good idea to clean it up from time to time. This helps them look better. It does help a little bit to protect what's there. Help you have more pride in what you got. some kind of. I guess it's on there to stay. I couldn't get that out. All right. And we'll get the rest of the body later. Okay, so what I do is full beeswax, if it's any of yours, and put a little dab in my fingertip and just put it in these slots on the nut. And this helps the strings to not bind. Helps you to keep it in tune. Like if you do bends and things, it will help the strings, and it'll help the guitar stay in tune. Got about the headstock here. And these are just really loose. So let's flip this over and see what's going on. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Okay, and then we'll line this down. Put a tuner on here so we don't get. Let's do A string. Well, sometimes these things are hard to separate. Why that didn't do right. There we go. Now this is where we have trouble.
Lining up.
These that I just tightened. All right, so see what's happening here with the string spacing. So I got to move these two that I just put on. Same thing as before, we're going to put lemon oil. Oh, won't work. Our tuner here. Sounds about right, don't it? Good enough for now. Okay, now we're going to put some string lubricant on here. So we put the same size strings as was on here before. I don't know exactly what brand of the strings were that was on here, but they were a little more higher tension than these. That's why I love these labellas. They feel different, they play, different, sound different. But it's really all minute stuff. So really right here between the A and the D string is where the biggest separation is between strings and the neighboring string. So nothing I can do about that because this bridge just doesn't allow for adjustments more precise. So we're going to hook it into an amp and pick it a minute. All right, all tuned up and nowhere to go.